Hey guys, just a thought. I know people can get kind of worried and start stressing out about everything that's going on right now. Um, but I really believe that it's already been won, the whole thing. The light forces have already won. It's just a matter of exposing all the darkness. That's what we're going through now. It's just an exposure. And I think I mentioned this before, but when you watch these, I go in my patients' rooms and they have CNN on or something. I can't even stay in the room. It's so toxic. And even I'm not saying Fox or anything is better, but CNN specifically is just horrid, and it's fake all the way. It's propaganda, is what it is, complete propaganda. But you listen, you see the way they speak, the way they act. You can see they're actors. They're breathless. They got that breathless narration of what. Oh, 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 like they're in that state of heightened alertness that it's a fake. It's to create fear, to create um, turmoil in your mind. It's hypnosis. It's hypnotizing you to be afraid, and that control system is in free fall right now. And we're going to see a lot of people wake up. It's going to be huge. And the people who are conscious, we have to be absorbed in that self. Maharishi called it self-referral consciousness. We go to the source for our direction. We're not going to outside things for our direction and what we're supposed to be believing and doing. And by being that kind of an example for others, it'll really help them and give them. It's kind of funny because I was talking about lingams, and I think I made a video about it. I might not have. I may have just thrown it out. Sometimes I'll make videos and I don't post them. But in these ancient Vedic, ancient Hindu. They call them Hindu, but I think they're ancient Vedic. And the Vedic is something much more ancient and much more pure than the Hindu religion. But the Vedic tradition, I believe that they had these temples were sources of. They would infuse these things. They would charge these things with divine energy, and kind of like the Tesla Tower, in terms of emitting this free energy. These these temples had these lingams in them, and these were charged with godly energy. But you got to understand also that human beings are also charged with this godly energy. And actually, everything in nature is charged with this godly energy. And people who specifically open, it's like opening a window, the sun shines through it. I mean, if the curtain's closed, you'll see a little bit of light around the edges, but it's really going to remain pretty dark. Well, people who are on a spiritual path, who are working on opening their heart, you know, becoming closer to God, having a personal relationship with God, these people are going to shine like the sun, and they're going to be a beacon. It's like a Tesla tower. It's gonna offer this energy out into the environment all the time, and it's there's no net loss from the transmitter because they're receiving this. It basically, it's a bottomless. There's never, the tank never runs empty when you're connected to this divine energy, and this is what this is what we're preparing for. We're preparing to step back into this natural state where we're in a natural connection, where we have uh, access to this quote unquote free energy. It's not. It's something more subtle than energy. It's something. It's love. You could call it love. And but this system is completely the controls, the system controls that have been put in place are completely dissolving from the inside out. This godly energy is infusing that stuff too, and it's infusing everything. So everything that's not real will dissolve and fall away, and then what we'll see is what's real, and it'll be a shock. It's going to be shocking to people. It's going to be wonderful, but it's going to be a shock to people who thought that this was real, that thought that this was the only reality. People who haven't done any kind of observational work on their own, through meditation or contemplation or whatever are going to be in for a tremendous. It's going to be shocking to them actually, and it'll be difficult for them to absorb. And people who are very they might call themselves very religious, they might even have the hardest time. You know, they're the toughest nut to crack. They've got a really hard layer of I call it concrete. I call them concrete heads. People who, you know, they really think they've got it all figured out. You know, well, they're going to be in for a shock also, and that's why humility is so important on this journey. Because when you're in a state of humility, it's like a piece of grass, it's a grass blade that's able to kind of move with the wind and move with the water, and it's able to spring back as soon as the rain and the wind stop, it just pops right back up. And that's what we have to be. And we become like that through spiritual practice. We become very resilient and able to, you know, kind of move freely with that energy. So, anyway, have a good day.